In a moment that made Hollywood pause, Jamie Dornan suddenly shared that Dakota Johnson was the biggest inspiration for his acting style. Not a cinema legend, not an icon of the previous generation, but the co-star who accompanied him in the roles of a lifetime. This statement quickly caused a stir on social networks, as fans immediately analyzed every word, every look Jamie gave Dakota over the years. Glowing star, she changed the way I act. Jamie Dornan. In a private conversation with the press, Jamie revealed, Dakota brings a very real, very subtle energy to every scene. Working with her made me understand that acting is not just about lines or technique, it's about feeling, it's about connection. I learned a lot from her. At this point, Jamie also smiled emotionally, something that fans immediately took as a special sign. Clapperboard. The combination creates an emotional phenomenon on screen. It's no coincidence that Jamie and Dakota are considered one of the couples with the strongest chemistry on screen in the past decade. According to many experts, Dakota helps Jamie soften up, opening up a deeper emotional side in his usually strong acting style. Jamie complements Dakota with stability, focus and very masculine instinct in every scene. The absolute trust between the two creates a feeling of not acting but real. A director who has worked with them even shared, if Jamie and Dakota act in a love scene, you never know what is acting, what is real. Dizzy. The reason Jamie affirms Dakota as the biggest influence. According to a member of the crew, Jamie is influenced by Dakota in 3 important points. 1. Genuine emotions. Dakota always prioritizes naturalness, not forced. This completely changed Jamie's approach to the character. 2. Subtlety in every little detail. Dakota has the ability to act with his eyes, with his breath, something Jamie said he learned through admiration. 3. Safe and connected energy. Dakota makes his co-star feel comfortable and open. Jamie once said that with Dakota, I always act best. Fire. Fans explode at this affirmation. As soon as the information spread, the fan community divided into 3 strong reactions. Jamie Dakota shipper fan, we've known this for 10 years. Movie fan, it's not hard to understand. They are a rare duo in this generation. Neutral fan, Jamie speaks the truth. Dakota is truly an actor with depth. A new hashtag quickly emerged. Hashtag Dakota is Jamie's inspiration. Collision. What does this portend for the future? Many analysts believe Jamie may want to work with Dakota on a new project, even one that is completely different from 50 Shades. This could be the start of a new era in Jamie's career, one where he prioritizes emotional depth over action. Their on-screen reunion is predicted to be a global sensation. Crescent Moon. The moment that changed Jamie Dornan forever. Jamie says it all started with a scene he and Dakota had to do in silence. No music, no dialogue, just the 2 of them standing face to face. Dakota looked at me, and I immediately felt like my whole world had disappeared. I'd never had an acting experience like that. She made me not act, but actually feel. According to Jamie, that was the moment he realized how deeply Dakota could touch the emotions of his character, and the moment he decided to change his acting style. Directors call this Jamie's golden moment in his career. Glowing star. Dakota, the only person who made Jamie confidently show his vulnerability. Jamie admits that before meeting Dakota, he often held back some of his true emotions when acting, especially in sensitive or vulnerable scenes. But Dakota never judged him, never pressured him, always made him feel safe to open up when acting. Jamie says, Dakota made me believe that vulnerability is not a weakness, it's a true strength. This is why Jamie always sees Dakota as someone who unlocked a deeper and more authentic version of himself as an actor. Movie camera. Hollywood analysis. Compatibility cannot be created by technique. Experts were quick to jump in to explain why Dakota could become Jamie's core inspiration. Sparkles 1. They are emotionally in sync. Both Jamie and Dakota come from artists who love nature, no pretense, no pretense. This helps both of them catch the emotional wave very quickly. Sparkles 2. Dakota has the ability to trigger real feelings. She never plays by a script. In each scene, Dakota always finds a new emotion, forcing Jamie to stretch his limits. Sparkles 3. They trust each other completely. Not every co-star can look straight into the other's eyes and make them break down their defenses. Dakota can do that with Jamie, and in just a moment, he changes. Fire behind the scenes reveal. Dakota is the only person Jamie asks for advice before important roles. A source on the set revealed. Jamie always sends Dakota the script before signing. He wants to know what she thinks, which scenes are difficult, which scenes are psychologically strong. Not everyone has that privilege. This makes fans believe that Dakota's influence on Jamie goes beyond just his professional skills. It also extends to big decisions in his career. Speech balloon Dakota Johnson's reaction to hearing Jamie talk about her. Although she hasn't spoken directly, according to a close friend, Dakota was very emotional when Jamie called her his biggest inspiration. Dakota is said to have said, "Jamie is one of my most trusted co-stars. If I can help him in any way, that would make me happy." The gentle statement made the fan community explode, because it showed the deep respect that Dakota has had for Jamie over the years. High voltage. What is Hollywood waiting for next? Studios are starting to hint at the idea. Invite Jamie and Dakota to reunite for a psychological romantic project. Or an independent art film where they have a deep and challenging acting space. There are even rumors of a limited series dedicated to them. An unnamed producer revealed. If these two reunite, it will be a cultural event, not just a movie. Unexpected hidden corner. Jamie Dornan almost burst into tears when talking about Dakota in front of the press. A behind-the-scenes video has just been leaked from the interview, shocking the fan community. In the 14-second clip, Jamie Dornan was asked, "Why do you always have the nicest words for Dakota Johnson?" At first, Jamie smiled, but just a few seconds later, his eyes turned red, his voice lowered. "Because without Dakota, I wouldn't be the actor I am today." That moment spread all over social networks. A cold, masculine, strong Jamie that fans are used to seeing, now reveals a rare weakness when talking about Dakota. Media experts commented, "That's not a scripted answer. That's real emotion." Crescent moon behind the scenes reveal. Dakota once saved Jamie in a scene that no one knew about. A crew member revealed another story that has never been published. In a scene that required great emotional depth, Jamie had difficulty. He had to reshoot repeatedly because he had not found the right state. Dakota then took the initiative to step forward, put his hand on his shoulder and said just one sentence. "Just look at me, and let your instincts guide you." Jamie then performed it so perfectly that the director behind the monitor sighed. That was a golden moment. That scene was later considered one of the most emotional scenes in Jamie's career. Industry insiders say, not everyone can open Jamie Dornan's emotional door. Dakota can. Glowing star. The silent moments that proved Dakota is Jamie's professional soulmate. The fan community began compiling all the behind-the-scenes moments over the past 10 years, and realized something amazing. Checkmark. Dakota is always the first person to touch Jamie's hand after intense scenes. Checkmark. Jamie often turns to ask Dakota's opinion every time the director gives a break. Checkmark. The two don't need dialogue. Just look at each other and understand each other. A longtime editor commented, "There are many forms of chemistry. But between Jamie and Dakota, it's the chemistry of harmony, something Hollywood rarely has." High voltage international media joins in. Is this an unofficial emotional admission? Right after Jamie's announcement, a series of major newspapers published the article. Variety. Dakota Johnson, the silent inspiration behind Jamie Dornan's acting. A rare compliment in Hollywood. Insider. Jamie Dornan says what fans have been waiting for a decade. Film critics also predict Jamie Dornan's career is entering its most mature phase, and Dakota is central to that growth. Fire international fans explode. ## Dakota as Jamie's muse tops global trends. In 24 hours. More than 2.3 million tweets mentioning Jamie Dakota. A video analyzing Jamie's eye contact when mentioning Dakota has 12 million views. Fans even put together behind-the-scenes footage to prove Jamie is at his best when he's standing next to Dakota. One fan commented, causing a stir. It's no coincidence that Jamie is at his best when Dakota is there. Collision. Is this the start of the biggest reunion of the decade? A studio source said, "We have offered both Jamie and Dakota the same project. After this statement, the possibility of them saying yes is very high." The film industry predicts that if the duo reunites, it will be a global phenomenon. It will create a strong media effect, and even become a film that brings major nominations for both. Hollywood is waiting with bated breath.